Oh, coming at you here from the ATX with the Box to Box Radio podcast. Guys, as always, I'm your host, Mason Carmichael. With me today, Mr. Travis Carmichael, rocking his Box to Box Radio t-shirt. Across me, producer Chris, back on the mic after a week hiatus. We finally got him out of his shell and let him get back on the microphone. Of course, Mr. Travis Ade and Miss Dirt Mazer not here. Travis, unfortunately, is still in school trying to get that master's degree, and so he had a paper that he was cramming all night for. Probably didn't procrastinate at all, wasn't watching soccer till midnight last night or anything like that. Dirt, unfortunately, had a little bit of a sickness today, so our thoughts go out to her. We hope she starts feeling better, but she'll be back with us next week for more podcasting and more coverage of the Women's World Cup. I know you guys are kind of bummed to hear Trav, Chris, and I's opinion about it without Dirt being here because she's just a rock star when it comes to that. Guys, again, if you're listening to us right now, that means thank the good Lord above. You found us on one of our streaming platforms. So we are currently on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and, of course, YouTube. And guys, I've been talking to producer Chris, sitting here sharing a nice glass of whiskey with him, and he said that our website will be up and running here in the next week or two. Of course, we'll have bios for all the gang, all of our links to our podcast, hopefully some video content in the next couple months. And then, of course, Travis Ade and I will be writing some articles to produce and put out for you guys about the game that we love. You can also check out where to follow us on all of our social media pages, too. Our Twitter is B_B_radio, Instagram box_radio, Facebook Box Radio, and our email, of course, for all of your questions, comments, reactions, is 90min@boxtoboxradio.com. We are currently sitting in producer Chris's kitchen because we are too poor to afford a studio at this point. So if you'd like to donate, my Venmo is @Mason Carmichael. Shoot me over some stuff so we can go ahead and spruce this thing up real nice for the podcast. Producer Chris, Travis Carmichael, how we doing today, lads?
Well, the U.S. game just finished, and they just beat Curacao 1-0. We'll get into that later, so I'm doing great.
Yeah, the only Curacao I like is the alcohol, so I'm glad that glad we were able to knock them off.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Just really excited
on
to have...
the mic
on
again.
The mic,
yeah, I'm really excited to have this...
you already know who it is.
Wayne Hammer. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited.
great.
Oh, yeah.
Great segment. Great transition there,
Great
Chris.
segue there, Paul Blart. Yeah, so... You guys know we like to have a bunch of guests on our show whenever we can. So there's a guy that Travis Carmichael and I have known since we were, probably like 4 years old.
Maybe even earlier.
5 years
Yeah,
old.
long time.
As you know,
You're
we're
talking about mental ages?
mental. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mental ages. If you heard that far off British accent in the background, that is our guest for today, Mr. Wayne McMullen. Also goes by Wayne Hammer. He is a huge, diehard West Ham fan, FC Dallas fan, and, of course, a massive Denton Diablos fan. But I'm going to try not to step on his toes and paint him in the wrong picture. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. So, Wayne, please let the fine people at home know what you do on a day-to-day basis, my man.
Cool, blimey. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on your show tonight. I really appreciate it, lads. Next time you need a diaper change, just give us a call.
Well played.
So no, I'm just a big football fan. You know me. I've been following West Ham since I was 7 years of age. Big West Ham United fan. Came over here to the States. Formed a little group called the Dallas Hammers here in Dallas. Got about I guess we're about 40 to 50 strong now here in the Dallas area. Meet up every single game day at a little pub called McSwiggan's Irish Pub in the Colony in North Dallas. I'm also the online commentator for the Denton Diablos, which is a team which is very close to my heart these days. A little MPSL team, which is just a phenomenal team. Been an FC Dallas fan for donkey's years. Donkey's years. Which basically means I can probably complain about them for, I'd say, probably 2 weeks non-stop without even taking a breath. And really, and also just recently, I've been a very active partner with a group of lads from actually the Boston area called American Hammers TV. And I do a little YouTube show with them a couple times a week. So yeah, I'm just very active in the football community, so to speak, and it really is. I like to say to people, call it football, call it soccer. I just like to call it life.
That's excellent. I love that.
That's like a little Men in Blazers tagline right there.
I love that.
That was great.
There you go. It's trademarked, so don't nick it.
Okay.
We wouldn't dare.
Enough. Yeah, we're walking tight ropes with all the trademark stuff going on right now. But yeah.
There you go. No, it's everything to me. It's, apart from my family, which of course is great to me. I've got my wonderful wife, Kim, and my lovely little daughter, Lily, who, is a bit of a West Ham supporter. She sings Bubbles for me every once in a while. But she's a good kid, and I'm trying to teach her all of the ins and outs about football. Although she will not play it like you lads played it. She said to me the other day, she goes, Dad, she says, I'll play football if you want me to. Or she said to me, I'll play soccer if you want me to, but I'm just not going to run around and get sweaty, okay?
So it sounds like a lot like she plays like I do, so...
Hey, I mean, goalkeeper is a position. So
she is very tall. I got to
there
say
you go.
That.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's very tall. She really is. And I know when they had the baby showers for when actually your mum was one of the women that organised that for many years ago, and we put her in the Inferno onesie, and she was stretched out on her crib. And she did look like a goalie, and I really thought she was going to make a goalie. So, maybe there's hope for her yet. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope so. And hopefully, if she does decide to take a career or dive into football, we'll be seeing her hopefully on the biggest stage ever, which is, as you all know, the Women's World Cup. Wayne, I wanted to talk to you a lot about this today, given the fact that you are from England. You now live in the States. For those of you that have been living under a frickin' rock for the past week, you probably don't know this, but the U.S. is playing England in the semifinal of the Women's World Cup. So, Wayne, all tactical analysis aside, we're about pure emotion and heart and team chaos here on this show. Who are you going for in this one?
Well, come on. It's like saying to an Irishman who you're going to go for in a drinking contest, isn't it? It's like, I mean, of course, I'm English born and bred. I have to go for England. I mean, I know what the odds say. You have to bet with the US on this. That's what the odds say. Okay, but I'm an Englishman through and through. I love the way these ladies play. I really do. I love the fact that Phil Neville's brought the England women up to a different level. And it's nice to see some England players that actually really want to play for England for a change. And that to me is everything. I mean, they've restored a little bit of pride in playing for the country. They're a good bunch of women. And I tell you what, I'm surprised myself because I've never really got into the women's game until probably about 2-3 years ago. And that was with the advent, probably with West Ham having a women's team. And I started watching it a little bit then. And then in the last year, I got into it a little bit more. And then I've not missed a match that the England's women's team have played in probably 2 years. And I actually enjoy watching it more than I do the men. I really do. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that they're much better looking than the men.
I mean, Harry Kane's a stone cold fox, so...
Well, yeah, see, I think that might have something to do with the fact that England's men's team is full of so many bloody Spurs players, and I can't stand it.
Oh, Wayne, you're my hero. Oh, come on, you Gunners, you're my hero.
I can't stand it. I mean, that freaking window licker up top, that Harry Kane, good God almighty, it's terrible. It's terrible with him and the other Spurs in it. And I was all right in this last World Cup. I was all right with it until I started seeing those freaking posts from Tottenham fans saying, "Oh, it's all about the 4 lions. It's not about the 3 lions."
Oh, do nonsense!
Me a favor, please. So I can support the men's team a little bit more now because Declan Rice from West Ham is playing on it.
Oh, what a phenomenal player too!
Great player. But for me, for me right now, it's all. Everything is about Steph Houghton, It's all about Demi Stokes. So I'm a big fan of defenders. I think Demi Stokes is a brilliant pound for pound defender. I think if she was a man, she'd be in the England squad. I just think there's some great players on the England team, on the women's team. I really do. Nikita Paris, which is just
she's phenomenal.
She's phenomenal. She plays with such heart. She really does. And it's just Ellen White. I mean, I just love the girl. I really do, and I think she's getting the recognition now that she deserves. I really do. Now, are we going to beat the USA? You know what? On the day, it's football, right? We've got just as much a chance as anybody else, because football's a strange game. You guys know it the same as anybody else. If you look at the stats, we haven't got a chance. We haven't got a chance. But it's football. The ball bounce is funny. Phil Neville's a brilliant manager. Mm-hmm. He really is. I think, I know you said let's not be tactical, let's talk from the heart. I've already spoken from the heart. But I think if any team tries to go in and finesse the US women's team, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that, because that team is brilliant. That team really is. I mean, it's pound for pound, they're phenomenal footballers, and they just know their stuff. But I think if a team goes in there and just goes in and can score first on them and bang it in real quick and just don't do anything fancy, just get in there and smack one in real quick, I think, you've got a chance. You've got a slight chance. Slight chance, slim and none.
Yeah, definitely. And so, Wayne, I don't know if you know this or not, but actually on one of our previous shows, on one of our away legs, one of the questions was which country do you feel would win, be the first team to win, the first nation to win the men and the women's World Cup in the same cycle? I actually said England as my pick. I don't think they're going to beat the U.S. this time around, but I definitely think that the men and the women are moving towards the it's coming home philosophy. Definitely think that Neville's an unbelievable coach, and definitely think that, they have some unbelievable players, including Bronze as well. Do you feel like Neville could be coach of the tournament and Bronze obviously could be player of the tournament?
You know what? Bronze had an amazing strike the other day in that quarterfinal game. That strike was just incredible.
Oh, it was unbelievable. What a strike that was.
It was phenomenal. And so, yeah, I think she could be. But for me, it's all about Ellen White. I mean, I think Ellen White is just, she's been given a little bit more room to do what she can do. And for me, on the England squad, it's all about Ellen White right now. I think she's a phenomenal player. She's a little bit older than the other girls on the squad. I mean, let's put it, I think she's like 29 or 30. So she's been around a bit as far as football's concerned. She's experienced success with Manchester City. She's won a few trophies, so she's a winner in that respect. She knows how to win, and she knows what the big pressure games are. I think Bronze, Ellen White, Nikita Paris. What really does concern me, are the attacking options that the US has got, and the fact that defensively we seem to go to sleep on the England side. We tend to switch off. And that is what does worry me. It really does. And so I'm being a realist. I'm gonna watch the game with a beer in my hand and hope for the best and cry into it if we don't do the best. But I think we've got as good a shot as anybody else. I really do. I think what the USA did against France was perfect. Mm-hmm. I mean, I really do. I thought it was totally perfect. And all the controversy over was it or was it not a handball? That wasn't a bloody handball. That was baloney.
Yeah.
I'm hating the VAR. I've got to say it, and I'm going to say it right now. I freaking hate VAR.
I agree with you.
Man after my own heart.
I agree with you, Wayne.
Ruins the game.
Slows it down so much. Yep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, let human error be a part of the game. That's been my argument for the longest time.
Yeah, or use it in those couple of situations where it isn't going to slow the game down, like on a goal or something, where you have to review it, or say do it like they do in the NFL, where a manager can use like two challenges per game or something.
Now that's interesting. That's the first time I've heard that before. But
that could be a future Wayland question. There you go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So, but I absolutely hate VAR. I really do, and it's it's obviously the way. It's not going to go back from that. It's going to keep on going with it, and they can obviously have to try and figure out a way to get used to it. But we'll see what goes with it. But I'm looking forward to the match on Tuesday. I really am looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. I'm shocked that Germany aren't in these semis. I really am shocked.
Yeah, they got completely outplayed by that Sweden team, I think. I think, like you said, tactically, it's been a World Cup of tactics. So you have Spain come out, who arguably is a less talented team than France, and they play a better game against the U.S. women's team and arguably almost get a result out of that one. And then France comes out and plays a little bit more free against them and gets demolished for it. I think the same thing with Sweden and Germany. Sweden just looked like they had a game plan from the first kick. They were content with letting Germany have the ball. They sat in, they countered, and they were the better team on the day. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I really do. It's going to be a game like no other. I've got an interview in the morning. It's funny when they called me up to say, can you come and interview on Tuesday? I'm like, yeah, can we do it first thing in the morning, please?
I love it.
They're like, oh, you're really, really, really wanting to get down home. I definitely am. And I'm thinking, yeah, please pick the morning because I can't interview in the afternoon because I want to watch the bloody match.
I love that. So Wayne, I did have one question for you. Staying in England, moving away from the Women's World Cup. I have to ask you because producer Chris here is a huge Chelsea fan, and obviously they're in huge trouble with the transfer ban. And obviously you are a ginormous West Ham fan. So here's my question for you: straight up question, straight up answer. Will West Ham finish above Chelsea next season?
Oh God, I love it.
Hold on.
No, hold on. What do you mean, Chris?
No, Chris.
Hold on. Before you answer, Wayne, just know that he just loves rubbing it in my face of how Chelsea
think they're going to get relegated
is
eventually.
In a miserable state right now. So
I think they're going to get relegated.
He's doing it on purpose right now, just so that you can say it.
Enjoy that Europa trophy when you're in the championship next season there, Chris.
Well, there you go.
So
go ahead, Wayne.
I'm going to answer here in all seriousness. I think there's a possibility that two teams that are normally in that top six could possibly be dropping out of it. Now, I think Manchester United might be one of those teams.
I agree.
Yep.
I do. I think it's in the cards, and it will be nice to watch Manchester United fans cry a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the stars are aligned for Chelsea to have a bit of a rough year.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy.
Now,
exactly.
Now, I'm not going to be so cocky as to say that West Ham will finish above them.
I don't know though. West Ham's good. You got some key players like Arnautovic. You got they're getting better and they're moving forward. I don't know. I think they got some few key pieces. It's certainly possible.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll finish above them. I do know that we're going to kick the shit out of them.
We'll have to bring out the whistle for that one, producer Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham it's a consistency issue with West Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, we've picked up Fornals, who's a phenomenal midfielder.
Oh my God, what a baller!
If
From Villarreal,
plays well, and starts this season off the way he finished the last season off, then I think we're in good shape. If he comes out and starts playing like he did, midway through the season. He's one of those players that, if it's the same as any striker, isn't it? If they're running hot, you're in luck, and if they're running cold, you got a problem. I'm still waiting to see what happens in the off season here with some signings.
Yeah,
but I'm confident that we'll be knocking on the door of the top six. I am confident.
I think so too, and it's one of those things for me from an outside perspective. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I've never had any qualms with West Ham. I've always admired the way that they play. The passion and grit with which the club, exemplifies reminds me a lot of Liverpool in that way. But as far as Arnautovic goes, I know there were some issues with him wanting to move on to, in his words, a bigger club. So I think the biggest thing for West Ham this season is, can they keep Arnautovic focused and have him produce the way that we know that he can?
Yeah, I think the main thing is it would be just to get somebody around to his brother's house with a roll of duct tape and just take that up. I think that's the only thing they really need to do. If they could do that, then there'd be no issues whatsoever.
Can you send him our way too? We need to do that with Travis too. So that'd be pretty fun.
Love. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It really is a wonderful thing.
I love it. So yeah, Wayne, I have one last question for you here.
Sure.
Just obviously completely out of left field, very selfish of me, but you're Dallas till you die. So are Mason and I. Obviously, great memories growing up. Just very briefly, just off the top of your head, do you have a favorite? I know there's a lot of bad Dallas moments, but do you have a favorite moment as an FC Dallas fan?
Gosh, that's a really tough one. Golly, it really is a tough one. I gotta say, even though it was heartbreaking, that MLS Cup in 2010, being in the bar up in Toronto, before the game was just incredible, and the march to the game was incredible. It felt so good, and it felt like we were going to win.
It did. It really did. Yeah. And obviously Mason and I were there as well, and it was. It was.
I mean, it was everybody. It was old school Inferno. It was new people. It was. Yeah, it just was great. I mean, the whole thing, it just felt great. Even like the plane ride, the plane ride up there, and trying to teach cool things to people and stuff. It was just really great. It really was great.
We're hearing some footballs coming home in the background.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
What are you doing? Oh, my God. Hey, all I got to say over this music right now is that if Harry Kane would have squared the ball, the Raheem Sterling football might have came home. So that's all I got to say on that matter.
You didn't think you were going to get away with doing this interview without me playing this, did you?
I wouldn't have expected anything less. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Wayne McMullen, Wayne Hammer, as you can find him. Wayne, thanks again for hanging out with us, guys. You can, of course, look him up on his Twitter account. It's at Wayne_Hammer. First thing that comes up when you type in Wayne Hammer on Twitter as well. You can also listen to his YouTube channel with the American Hammers TV. And also, if you go out to the Colony, you can catch him at a Dallas Hammers at the bar and watch a game with him. So, Wayne, thank you very, very much for all that you do. Thank you for your Diablos coverage, too, and helping us getting the game spread at all levels in the United States. We appreciate having you on.
Thanks for what you guys are doing, and good luck with the show, lads. Have a great one.
Thanks, Wayne. We appreciate it, man.
Take care, lads.
Talk soon.
It's coming home. See you, lads.
See you, Wayne. All right, guys, of course, that was Wayne McMullen. Always a great character, never a dull moment with Wayne. Like we said, Travis and I have known Wayne forever. Wayne Hammer on social media. You can follow him. Great tweets, very, very uncensored, unfiltered, gives his all for the game. So shout out again to Wayne. So, guys, we talked a little bit of Women's World Cup right now. We got in a couple results there. We got in USA versus France, England versus Norway. Of course, we talked about a little bit there as well. Talked a little Sweden, Germany, too. And of course, Sweden going through 2-1 in that one. The other one I wanted to highlight real quick before we move on to our next topic here is Italy versus the Netherlands. Now, I feel very, very bad because Dirt really, really, really wanted to talk about this game. So we're going to let her get to that and talk about the great matchup in this Italy team the next time she's on the show. But boys, 2-0 win for Italy. And Travis Carmichael, what was the story of the game here, lad?
Lad, it was a 2-0 win for
Netherlands.
For the Netherlands.
Yeah. Did I say Italy?
Yes, you did.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but what would Travis Ade say was the story of this game?
Set pieces.
Set pieces, yep. So the Netherlands buried Italy on 2 set-piece goals. And in my honest opinion, I think Italy, they were unlucky in this one. Their finishing just wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Italy, you've seen it throughout the entire tournament, has struggled with the heat. This match was obviously over 90 degrees when they played it. So I can only wait for the men's game to play in Qatar with people being upset about 90-degree games.
Oh, man.
That's neither here nor
There
there.
had to be 18 water breaks.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the Netherlands were the better team, and they just couldn't put the game away, and they had the better of possession. They had the better of the play, and it took set pieces and some good set pieces, some good goals, so they survive. But this matchup was obviously, in my opinion, the two surprises of the tournament.
Yeah.
Playing each other. So obviously somebody was going to be heartbroken. You think, I mean, I personally thought Italy was going to win, but Netherlands did really well. And I mean, for every tournament that's been played in the last week or so, every prediction I've made has been wrong. So it tells you what I know about soccer.
Hey, terrible.
Yeah.
Producer Chris, that this means now that Netherlands will play Sweden in the other semifinal. What are you excited for in this matchup?
I'm actually really surprised to see Sweden playing the way that they are, considering they just were destroyed by the U.S. You know, they go into they kind of go into the second round, you know, kind of, and I wouldn't say hobbled in, you know, but they were beat by the U.S. You know, so I the fact that they've been able to go into each round the way that they have has been kind of nice. You know, it's good to see someone not go into the next round with their heads down. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's some great points there from you guys on kind of a post-analysis of the quarterfinals for the Women's World Cup. Guys, I'm really, really pumped for the semis. It can go either way for me. Like Wayne said, football, it's a beautiful game. It comes down to a weird bounce or to a set piece, things like that. So definitely keeping our eyes out on that. Boys, I want to run really quickly through some Gold Cup results. I know we got some South American listeners that would really, really appreciate that. Copa America results. Wow, I am off my game today, guys. I need to sleep or something. But yeah, Copa America results, guys. I think we had a lot of upsets.
Tell me about it.
3 out of the 4 quarterfinals went to penalty kicks. Can you believe that?
Not only did 3 out of the 4 go to penalty kicks, 3 out of the 4 ended 0-0 and went to penalty kicks.
That's true. You're right. And Colombia, as Travis pointed out to me earlier, was knocked out of the tournament without conceding a goal during the run of play.
That's just – look, I mean, I get it, Mason, be better, right? Like, score a goal, win the game. But, like, how do you not concede a goal?
These teams have some of the best attacking midfielders and strikers in the world.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, so I think it's a bigger underdog story for Peru getting through Uruguay. Of course, Luis Suarez is going to want that one back from the penalty spot. But, Chile advancing again on penalty kicks. You can't count this Chile team out in Copa America. They're on fire.
By the way, I think Chile could write just a clinic on how to take penalty kicks. 4 of the 5 were all in the upper roof of the net. And then, obviously, the 5th one, Alexis Sanchez kind of puts it low. But all of them,
beautiful penalty kicks.
I think Vargas almost hit the crossbar. Vidal hit one of the best penalties I've ever seen.
And they got a good path to the final now because they're playing Peru in the semifinal. And I think that Chile will get through. No offense to Flecha Garcia. I texted him right after the game and said, "Vamos Peru," because he's a huge Peru guy. But I think Chile is going to get through.
I think Chile is going to – I mean, last time I said I thought Colombia was going to walk Chile, but I don't think Peru is very good. I don't think they're a very good team. I thought Uruguay got very unlucky. Obviously, had Godin miss a sitter.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was doing that far forward. You had 2 goals correctly called back offside for VAR decisions, and then Suarez misses a penalty. So I don't think Peru is very good. I think Chile was much better than I expected. They did really well. I think they did poorly in the group, or were lackluster in the group, and then did really well against Colombia. Brazil survived. We talked about that the other away leg.
The penalty kicks.
The penalty kicks. They survived against Paraguay.
And then we talked about Argentina as well, which shout out, I must give credit where credit is due. Travis Carmichael on an away leg talked about how if Argentina are to be successful, they need to line up in a 4-diamond-2 with Messi at the 10. They beat Venezuela 2-0 in a 4-diamond-2 with Messi as the number 10. So Travis Carmichael, you get the Mason Carmichael professional seal of approval. So congratulations.
Oh, do I really? Oh, sweet.
I only give that out once a quarter. So congratulations.
Sweet.
This is our first quarter.
Yeah, this is our first quarter. You're right. So, yeah, and I think Argentina-Brazil, it's going to be one of the more toothless matchups between these two rivals in their history because they're both lackluster. They're both not wowing me with performances. Brazil have looked flat all tournament. They haven't really looked like they've had that X factor on the field. I think a lot of that is due to Neymar being injured. And then Argentina, they look like a team without an identity.
They're just lost. They just don't really know how to play. They just look confused. I think it'll come down to, I think the pressure's on Brazil because Brazil's at home and they're expected to win the tournament. I think Argentina, people have just given up on them.
Yeah.
So I think the pressure's on Brazil. I don't think someone's going to win this game. I think someone's going to lose it, to be 100% honest. I think the saving grace for Brazil is that I don't think Brazil will concede.
That's fair. And Chris, I know for a fact that you disagree with Travis on this, that the fact that Brazil has more pressure because, as you and I have talked about before, Leo Messi needs a major trophy with his national team.
I completely agree with you that he needs a trophy. I don't think that he'll have the same stamp, as Ronaldo will, where they'll say he is the greatest.
Because he won Euros, yeah.
Exactly. So, and that is a little bit more tougher of a competition as well.
And a Nations League final, guys.
Yeah,
that's a trophy.
The new
Shut
Nations League. But it is the new Nations League.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, but it's still a trophy. And,
Hey, I won a trophy when I was 4 playing rec soccer too.
but not on the international level. That's a different topic.
You don't know that.
But did you dribble past Van Dijk?
Yes.
No one has. So there you go.
So I do think that Messi, he's got a lot of pressure on that little dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really tough, though. I mean, you have to think about it. If you were in that position and you have the entire nation and the entire world looking at you thinking, wow, you could be the greatest of all time, but, you never won anything internationally. So that's really tough for anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I have no sympathy for him because it appears that him and the coach both have kind of gotten together and they've lost Paulo Dybala. I don't know where Paulo Dybala is. Do you know where he is? He's lost.
They lost him again?
He
He's
played.
lost.
He played against
He's lost.
Venezuela. He came off the bench.
Yeah, he didn't start though.
Okay. Well,
I think he's lost. So there's no way Paulo Dybala shouldn't start in some form of position, which does my head in. But again, 2-0, people look at the result and they're like, oh, they beat Venezuela 2-0. Venezuela's decent. Argentina must have walked the game.
that was a pretty close game. Yeah.
Very close game. Argentina scored, to be fair, they scored a very good goal early, a nice little flick. And then with not much time to go, the goalkeeper basically gave him a goal.
Yeah.
They shot it and he threw it in his own net, essentially.
fair.
So this was not an easy one for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And guys, we got to be keeping up with Copa America. So, of course, the semifinals, as we've previewed, we've got Chile versus Peru on one side of the bracket. We've got Brazil versus Argentina on the other side of the bracket. Very, very interested to see who makes the final. I think it'll be Chile versus one of the other two because,
Chile, Brazil is what I'm going to say.
yeah, I think Argentina's going to get through. I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. But it's cool. So if you're a soccer fan, you have a lovely week lined up. You have the semifinals for the Women's World Cup are both Tuesday and Wednesday. Semifinals for the Copa America, Tuesday, Wednesday, but they're at 7:30 p.m. local time, and then the final is Sunday at 3 p.m., and the final for the Women's World Cup is at 10 a.m. So you can, as soon as you're done, you can switch on the other one. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, of course. PC, who you got? Who do you think is going to be in the final?
I'm taking Brazil, Chile.
So
I agree.
Travis and Chris agree. I'm a big Argentina fan. I think Brazil's been too flat this tournament.
I think Chile's going to win it, though.
I do too.
I mean, I completely wrote them off against Colombia, but
They do show up in Copa America.
But here's another funny thing. Alexis Sanchez.
he's been brilliant, hasn't he?
He always plays well on
He's
the
been
international
brilliant, yeah.
international level. He's
him and
always
Edu
played,
Vargas, yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know
And
what it is
Vidal as
about
well.
that. I don't know what it is about those guys when they get on that team on the international stage. They play amazing.
Yeah,
but
I
then
agree.
you put them on the on their league.
I mean, you do look though
Yeah.
at the Chile side. This is the same team essentially that's been playing together now for the past
they played in the last World Cup too.
6 to 8 years. So it's a consistent side. They haven't made many changes. So
We need to get producer Chris a Gary Medel Chile jersey.
yeah, we do.
Absolutely ballistic if we got Chris a Gary Medel. So if you guys have out there have a hookup to Chile jerseys, because we would love that.
Authentic. None of that. Wash it one time and the names peel.
Yeah, I don't
No
want.
Sunday League Chile jersey.
I don't want like it's $10 and it's one size fits all, like only special for you size. Like I want to make sure that it's a legit one. If y'all have access or know where we can get one, please hit us up, DM us, email us. We would love to get a hold of that. But boys, let's talk about Gold Cup. Let's do it. I'm ready. So let's talk about the result that we began the show with. So the U.S. 1-0 over Curacao.
They survive.
Yeah, they didn't look very convincing, but if they did, it wouldn't be a U.S. national team performance. So 1-0 over Curacao. Curacao out, of course. They made it farther than anyone thought they would in the tournament. So Weston McKennie with the goal with the Pulisic assist.
Also, for any of you wondering or that didn't see the game, yes, Josh Zardes still played the entire 90 minutes. And no, he did not score.
Yep.
And
if
yes,
I'm
he
Josie
has-
Altidore, I'm riding.
Ample chances.
Yeah. So don't want to dive into that one too much because they are who we thought they were, right? We got the result that we needed. We're in the semis. Of course, same thing with Jamaica versus Panama. We all thought Jamaica would make it through. It was a penalty kick for Darren Maddox.
Interesting side note, though. Maddox comes on as a sub and has to essentially like try to fight the guy to get the ball for the penalty. And his teammate, I can't remember who it was, is like, no, I want the ball. And Maddox is like, no, give it to me. And then Maddox buried it, thankfully.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, it'll be USA-Jamaica in one semifinal. What I want to talk about, lads, the other side of the bracket was freaking bonkers.
It was fire. It was fire, mate.
So we start our tale at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, where Haiti is taking on Canada. And Canada, to their credit, like, I'll be the first to admit it, I picked them as my dark horse favorite for this tournament. You guys all sat here and laid witness to me picking them as my dark horse favorite.
At halftime, you were a genius.
Yeah, they came out 2-0 in the first half, right? 2-0 at halftime.
Great goals, by the way.
Yeah, Jonathan David. Oh, my gosh. There's a great article on The Athletic about Jonathan David, Brooklyn-born to, I forgot what nation his parents are from, but decided to play for Canada. Now was the top scorer at Ghent last year in the Belgian league. And he's 19 years old, representing his country.
Good goal. And any indication as why he did the I'm not going to celebrate after he scored? I wonder if he's
because
got
his parents are Haitian.
There you
That's
go.
Exactly,
Hey, there it
there
is.
we go. We've kind of filled in the gaps there for you.
Yeah, he scored and did the two-hand raise. I'm not going to celebrate, which
Yeah.
I thought at the international level was really strange. But now that makes sense.
His parents are Haitian. Yep. So he scored the first one, and then Jonathan Osorio of Toronto FC scored the second one. But guys, let's talk about the second half.
Oof.
If you are a Canadian gentleman named Goldinho, you probably will never earn a call-up again for your country because
Thanks.
he had a terrible back pass to Milan Borjan. The Haitian striker ran around him and tapped her into the net. 2-1 Haiti, right? All right, fair enough. They pulled one back. Canada still looks pretty strong. And then the Goldinho show continues to melt down. He clips a striker in the box. Again, striker steps up for Haiti for the penalty kick, buries it. 2-2. Okay, still a result we think Canada could pull it out. And then the unthinkable happens. Attack from the left wing. Derek Etienne cuts it in, plays it into the middle. Cross. The striker for Haiti touches it, does a little sombrero over the Canadian defender, buries it in the back of the net, lads. 3-2 Haiti. And then Canada had one more attack forward where Atiba Hutchinson was offside and buried it, rightfully called offside. Haiti, since the first time since 1977, through to the semifinals of the Gold Cup. And I am absolutely buzzing.
I love it. And also to correct you, Mason, Lucas Cavallini, who has also been outstanding, scored that second goal for
You're
Canada.
correct. Yeah, the Puebla man.
The first goal for Haiti was just sloppy giveaway, and it was just like the goalkeeper looked at the guy and was like, "I'm going to kill you."
Milan Borjan exchanged some very, very kind words.
I think he said that I love the color of your shoes or something.
Your mom
of that
makes
nature.
a nice lasagna. That's
Something of that.
Exactly what he
I
said.
think that's what he said. And then obviously a penalty shout for Haiti, and then the third goal was delicious.
So worldy, yeah.
It was delicious. So you had the striker make an outside to inside run. He stepped back onside. He snuck behind Alphonso Davies, who's a very good player, but is he a left back, Mason?
No.
No. So he didn't check his shoulder. Ball played in, splits the center back and the left back. He takes one touch around the goalkeeper. He takes a second touch, rolls it on the line. He could have gotten down and done the Ronaldinho headed in the goal.
Yeah.
Passes it in, falls over. And if you haven't heard it, the call, by the way, by Mark Folwell.
Oh, it was amazing.
Is exquisite. The FC Dallas play-by-play guy. So give that a listen.
That's the thing I want to talk about too. Like we talked about earlier with Canada, like if you're a youth player, play as a defender because you'll probably make the national team when you get older. They don't have a left back that's any equality. Like they're playing their best attacking player as a fullback, and I don't understand it. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
I get it if you don't have fullbacks, but playing Alphonso Davies at left back at that level, I can get it like at Bayern Munich where it's a different story,
Yeah.
but at that level where like play Mark Anthony Kaye at left back or
and
play
he was
three in the
great.
back.
Mark
Or-
Anthony Kai was like, because I can agree with you on that. If Alphonso Davies lines up as a left wing back, I'm still more okay than if he's playing a straight up out and out left back because he's not a good one-on-one defender.
just play three
He'll
in the
fall
back,
asleep on them on moments like that. And I really, really think Mark Anthony Kai is a serviceable left back. He's a holding midfielder, so he has to mark players during the game. So he's not going to fall asleep like that.
Right, and he's big, he's left-footed. He's 6'1", 6'2", whatever.
I guess maybe he should have celebrated.
You talking about Jonathan David?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I guess.
I
Producer
leave it to you
Chris.
to pick like the
Hey,
dumbest
that's
thing.
the most Darth thing that you've ever said.
Hey, just saying.
Darth is always
I miss Darth.
with the random BS, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, Ruth Van Nistelrooy was good once too." Like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, Darth. But thanks for adding to the conversation.
I love it. I miss Darth.
Yeah, whatever.
He's
You're
better
just,
than this bozo on the
you're
mic.
just saying that because he pays your rent or something like that.
Whoa. Easy there, Turnpike Troubadours. Relax.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's one semifinal. So Haiti moving on. And then the other semifinal was Mexico versus Costa Rica. And we all thought, including me, that Mexico would waltz through this game. Shout out to Hector Aleman and Adrian Carrillo for being at that game, by the way.
Did we all think that Mexico was going to waltz through this game?
I certainly did. Chris, did you think they were going to waltz through the game?
No,
I didn't think so either.
I
You guys
didn't for a
suck.
I think
second.
you're by
hate you guys.
yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. With Costa Rica's form in the group stage, I thought Mexico was going to waltz through the game, but it was anything but. Mexico scored early through Raul Jimenez, and then we thought, okay, it's vintage Mexico. They're gonna storm through, but oh nay. There was a questionable penalty call for Costa Rica. Of course, no VAR in the Gold Cup, and it showed because the Costa Rican player was fouled outside of the box. His momentum carried him into the box. They call the penalty kick, and of course, Brian Ruiz from 12 yards out will bury that every single time. And then it was touch and go there all the way through stoppage time. And then, of course, Costa Rica in the second half of stoppage time, ball gets played down the wing, squared across. The Costa Rican striker is about 8 yards out. All he's got to do is put in the corner, and guess what he does? He hits Memo Ochoa right in the chest. Could have killed the game. Goes to penalty kicks. Raul Jimenez misses the first penalty kick for Mexico. Of course, Costa Rica would miss one later on, and then Memo Ochoa does what Memo Ochoa does, makes the game-winning save for Mexico. Mexico are through after nervy moments against Costa Rica. Lads, what are you thinking?
I'm not going to try to make a huge deal about this with Costa Rica, and because I don't know a lot of the background in it, and I don't think it would have made that big of a difference because the goalkeeper for Costa Rica was outstanding. However, you have Keylor Navas, potentially the greatest goalkeeper to ever play in CONCACAF, that is eligible to play for your country.
Are you sure he's not injured, though?
I got to look. It must be an injury.
So Moreira, because Moreira's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's been great. However, it's not Keylor Navas, who is a 2-3-time winning Champions League goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but that's, other than that, it's a Mexico B+, B team. It's Raul Jimenez.
Is it, though? They started Jonah Dos Santos and Andres Guardado and Raul Jimenez. Like,
That's
this Mexico team ain't screwing around.
B+.
Diego Reyes,
It's
I don't think
B+.
it's a B+ team.
They don't have Chuy Lozano. They don't have Chicharito. They don't have Carlos Vela, which I don't know if they have.
Vela declined.
Yeah,
the
I don't
call-up.
know.
And,
Yeah.
Chicharito, if I'm being 100% honest, he didn't play enough this last season to warrant a call-up.
I do think Raul Jimenez is the number 9 moving forward.
God, he's so good, isn't he?
But anyway, A minus B plus Mexico. It's not their full lineup, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
But they survived. Costa Rica's good, but it was a good. It was a great game.
All right, PC, what you got, my homie?
There was a lot of fireworks in this game.
Yeah.
It was just really fast paced. I was really impressed by the way that Costa Rica pressed. The Mexico midfield really they didn't have a whole lot of time with the ball. They either had to get rid of it, or pretty much clear it. They were getting demolished, in the midfields. There was a lot of physical play in the midfield. I just thought it was a great game overall, just the way that they played against each other.
So if you guys had to guess how old Joel Campbell is, what would you say?
28.
Probably would have said average about that, 28.
He just turned 27, lads.
Okay.
So I think he had a great performance in this
He's a
one.
waste. He wasted his career.
You're just bitter.
He could have done
You're
so
an
much
Arsenal
more.
fan.
He just wasted
God
his
knows
time
why
at
you're an
Arsenal.
Arsenal fan.
Wasted his time at Arsenal. Didn't do anything left, and now he's playing. Is he still playing for Leon in Mexico?
Yes.
Great.
Whatever. But Very, very good game here. So, of course, if we look at the bracket now for the Gold Cup, we have Mexico versus Haiti on that one side of the bracket, U.S. versus Jamaica on the other side. A lot to play for, all up for grabs. You got the Cinderella story on one side. You got the redemption story with the U.S. and the up-and-comers for Jamaica on the other side. A lot to look forward to. But, lads, that's all the time we got.
Before we go, I'll make a bold prediction.
Oh, okay.
Just a man after your own heart. Team Chaos.
Haiti wins.
U.S.-Haiti, U.S. Gold Cup final, U.S.-Haiti, penalties.
Josie Altidore scores the game winner against his birth country.
No, maybe. Penalties, U.S. wins in penalties, but Haiti, U.S. final.
Yeah, Josie Altidore pulls his U.S. jersey off and runs over to the Haiti side and starts playing for Haiti because Greg Berhalter, you're going to relish the one that got away, right? So I don't know if you can do the one-time switch there. I don't think you can.
I don't think so.
But, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, thanks again to Wayne McMullen, a.k.a. Wayne Hammer, for being a guest on the show today. You guys can listen to us on all your favorite streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and now YouTube. You can also look us up on social media. Twitter is _B_radio. Instagram is box_radio. Facebook, box radio. And, of course, our email, 90min@box2boxradio.com. I've been Mason Carmichael. He's been Travis Carmichael. He's been Chris Hernandez. Before we go, apparently Travis wants to say one more thing to you guys.
Yeah, I want to just wish all of our listeners out there a happy 4th of July. And just, we will not be producing a pod on Friday out of respect for you guys and 4th of July.
For America.
Out of respect for America.
That's right. Those colors don't run. They're red, white, and better than yours.
So we just want to give you a heads up. On Friday, we won't have a pod. Go out of town and enjoy the lake, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy your family.
Enjoy your freedom.
Enjoy your freedom. If you are active military or former military, thank you so much for your service. And then we will be back at you with a new pod on Monday.
Yeah, I leave you all now with the joke. So, Travis Carmichael, why doesn't America knock when it comes to your house?
I know the answer, but I want you to say it.
Because freedom rings. Y'all have a good 4th of July. We'll see you guys again with some new content on Wednesday.